changed his name to Zekiah. 2 Kai 24. 17 Daniel and his 3 Hebrew companions, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, were given Babylonian names after being selected for special training in Babylon. Da 1. O text to acute miritra longo. Name 467 says, a man whom Jehovah knew by name, that is, knew intimately. X 33. 12 Moses was privileged to see a manifestation of Jehovah's glory and also to hear the name of Jehovah declared. X 34. 5 That declaration was not simply the repetition of the name Jehovah, but was a statement about God's attributes and activities. Jehovah, Jehovah, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness and truth, preserving loving kindness for thousands, pardoning error and transgression and sin, but by no means will he give exemption from punishment, bringing punishment for the error of fathers upon sons and upon grandsons, upon the 3rd generation and upon the 4th generation. X 34. 6, 7 Similarly, the Song of Moses, containing the words "For I shall declare the name of Jehovah," recounts God's dealings with Israel and describes his personality. The 32. 3-44. When Jesus Christ was on earth, he made his Father's name manifest to his disciples. Joe 17. 6, 26 Although having earlier known that name and being familiar with God's activities as recorded in the Hebrew Scriptures, these disciples came to know Jehovah in a far better and grander way through the one who is in the bosom position with the Father. Joe 1. 18 Christ Jesus perfectly represented his Father, doing the works of his Father and speaking, not of his own originality, but the words of his Father. Joe 10. 37, 38. 12. 50. 14. 10, 11, 24 That is why Jesus could say, "He that has seen me has seen the Father also." Joe 14. 9. This clearly shows that the only ones truly knowing God's name are those who are his obedient servants. Compare 1 Joe 4. 8. 5. 2, 3. Jehovah's assurance at Psalm 91. 14, therefore, applies to such persons. I shall protect him because he has come to know my name. The name itself has no magical charm, but the one designated by that name can provide protection for his devoted people. Thus the name represents God himself. That is why the proverb says, "The name of Jehovah is a strong tower. Into it the righteous runs and is given protection." PI 18. 10 This is what persons do who cast their burden on Jehovah. PS 55. 22 Likewise, to love PS 5. 11. Sing praises to PS 7. 17. Call upon GE 12. 8. Give thanks to 1 CH 16. 35. Swear by to 6. 13. Remember PS 119. 55. Fear PS 61. 5. Search for PS 83. 16. Trust PS 33. 21. Exalt PS 34. 3. And hope in PS 52. 9. The name is to do these things with reference to Jehovah himself. To speak abusively of God's name is to blaspheme God. 24. 11, 15, 16. Jehovah is jealous for his name, tolerating no rivalry or unfaithfulness in matters of worship. X 34. 14. As 5. 13 The Israelites were commanded not even to mention the names of other gods. X 23. 13 In view of the fact that the names of false gods appear in the scriptures, evidently the reference concerns mentioning the names of false gods in a worshipful way. Israel's failure as God's name people to live up to his righteous commands constituted a profanation or defilement of God's name. As 43. 8. And 2. 7 Since the Israelites' unfaithfulness resulted in God's punishing them, this also gave opportunity for his name to be spoken of disrespectfully by other nations. Compare PS 74. 10, 18. Isra 52. 5. Failing to recognize that the chastisement came from Jehovah, these nations wrongly attributed the calamities that befell Israel to the inability of Jehovah to protect his people. To clear his name of such reproach, Jehovah acted for the sake of his name and restored a remnant of Israel to their land. S36 22-24. By manifesting himself in special ways, Jehovah caused his name to be remembered. At places where this occurred, altars were erected. X20 24. Compare Tusa 24 16-18. See Jehovah, the name of God's Son. Because of remaining faithfully to the very death, Jesus Christ was rewarded by his Father, receiving a superior position in the name that is above every other. O textui acute miritra longo. Name 468. That city, that is, so as not to be credited with its capture. Tusa 12 28. A person dying without leaving behind male offspring had his name taken away, as it were. New 27 4. Tusa 18 18. Therefore, the arrangement of brother-in-law marriage outlined by the Mosaic